Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? We've just got this tiny bit to do. So excited. How are we all getting along today? Good morning, Paige. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. I'm just going to be adding in some of the green hints and the more teal colouring on these feathers, and then we're going to make a start on this perch that Eric Sebastian is sitting on. It's this one, isn't it? Where is the... I hope you're all having a good morning. I did connections this morning. Lost 2 lives doing it, but I did get there. And I got Wordle in 5, I think. 5 or 4. I'm just adding in these little green hints because if I left it just starkly blue, it wouldn't look right. And I can see, not incredibly strong, but in the reference picture, there are these little hints of green that are just sort of reflecting off various parts of the feathers. And so I'm just sort of trying to get those hints in without it being too overpowering and looking out of place. Bad dreams, oh, oh, to me. Right, and I need a little bit more shading on these bits here. Really get these shadows right, that will really sort of help lift it too. Hi Maushan, how are you? Oh, thank you. We're getting there. For those guys that are new to the channel, over on Discord, if you go onto the Discord channel under General Chat, there are a selection of source picks or options of what we're going to draw next. So you can go over there and vote for what you would like me to draw next. If there isn't a picture there that you like and you'd prefer to suggest I draw something else, then just put it in the comments. I'm quite happy for comments and suggestions. But I want to draw something that you guys want to see me create. So you let me know what you want to see. I've just put some source picks in of things that sort of caught my eye when I was looking at some of these photo sites. The link doesn't work. Really? Oh, it should be a permanent link. Let's see, hang on, let me just move that out of the way. See if that works for you. Right, a bit more green, let's try this teal colour. I'm going to try and leave some of these lighter points in just to show where the light is catching on it. Morning Faisal, how are you? I hope you all enjoyed your little bonus stream last night. I had a spare moment. James didn't need the streaming capabilities of the household until later when he was doing the PogChamps chess thing. So I decided to take advantage. Oh, thanks, Faisal. Like I say, I'll try and fit them in when I can. It won't be every night. It won't be every day. There'll just be bonus things every so often. I did set up though yesterday a YouTube channel for these VODs, so I could sort of upload these VODs to the YouTube channel and show them there too. So if you guys want to go over there and follow me just to sort of help my numbers, that would be great. You don't have to watch the VODs because obviously if you've been here you've already seen them, but it would just sort of help me in that YouTube algorithm. I've heard something about the YouTube algorithm being better than Twitch's, but it's just so more people can just sort of have me on in the background. If they don't know about Twitch and they don't know that I'm on Twitch, they might find me on YouTube and then they can just sort of have me on in the background while they're doing something. I don't think I've put I need to put the YouTube link into Stream Elements. I don't think I've done that yet. Right, okay, I think I'm going to start on this foot and then I might come back to these feathers just if I feel they need something else. So let me switch around my palette slightly. Let me bring these ones out. Right, first of all, I just need a little bit of this coming down here. Morning, Hayley. How are you? Do I have any tips on how to improve at drawing animals? Because I do. Oh, thank you, Paige. Yeah, obviously find an animal that you're really, really interested in drawing. Don't just pick something that isn't going to hold your attention for however long. You know, you don't have to do realism like me. You know, you can just do a quick sketch. But make sure you choose a subject that really fascinates you and you really, really want to draw and sort of capture. Make sure that the picture that you draw from is clear. So you get really clear details on the eye, especially like if you're doing a dog, you want to get the eyes right, you want to get the nose right. So make sure you've got good details there. Get your lights light and your darks dark. And that is a really important one. So like when I was doing the eye, I've gone over this black multiple times and I've gone over the white next to it multiple times to really bring out that contrast between the lights and the darks, and that really makes the details pop. What else? Don't draw what you think you can see, which doesn't make sense in that sort of context, but like if you were going to draw this, your brain sees, when you're looking at the source picture, your brain sees a bird. So your brain thinks, beak, I will draw a beak. But no, don't do that. Look at the picture and look at the shape. So you've got like a triangle, basically, an elongated triangle. I'm sure there's a name for it in maths. Can't remember which one it is. didn't enjoy maths at school. But I looked at the top part of the beak first and did that triangle. I looked at the shading and I wasn't thinking I'm drawing a bird's beak. I was looking at the triangle and drawing in the shading to the triangle. So if you look at the shapes and the tones, that will help you more than it's just retraining your brain, really, to look at the shapes and think, okay, I'm doing this section here. So like when I'm doing the belly, I'm thinking about the animal itself. I'm thinking about this is really smooth and soft. So I wanted to create a smooth and soft look to it. I wasn't thinking I'm drawing a belly, if that makes sense. And I looked at the shading just to sort of get the difference in the tones. So yeah, I've waffled on a bit there. Sorry, Paige. But yeah, basically the most important one though is getting your lights light and your darks dark if you're using colour, and the same if you're just going to use graphite or if you're using paints. And I guess work out how your medium works. So with coloured pencils you have to work light to dark. But if you're using pastels, you could do dark to light. I'm not sure about the protocol with paint because I don't really paint. So I hope that helps. If I've not been clear about anything, then just ask me again. Yeah, I'm good, Hayley. Thank you. Yes, very good. Right, I'm going to work on this birdie's foot now. And see how we get on there. Tell her every day. Right, okay, so it's quite. Actually, no. So I'm looking at this foot, so I'll sort of explain my thought process here, Paige. So I'm looking at this foot on the source picture, and I'm just looking at the basic shape. So I've got a column first. I'm not thinking this is a bird's leg. I'm thinking, right, I've got a column first. But as I'm looking at the photo, I'm looking at the tones. So even though on the picture it looks red, if I look at it carefully, I can actually see it's an orange red. So I'm going to put down this orange colour very, very lightly underneath first. I'm thinking about the bone structure that might be in this foot, the way the sort of claw comes down here. And the reason I'm keeping it light is because obviously I've just done a little mistake like that, so I can just lift it. So I'm just tracing the outline. I'm looking for my landmarks. And I'm just going to fill that in with the orange before I go in with my red. So again, working light to dark. And there will always be a moment where when you're drawing, it will look really scuffed and ugly to begin with, and you're like, oh, this is awful. I've talked about this many times on my channel. Everyone will be able to tell you. I'm like, oh, I don't like it. It doesn't look right. But persevere. So I've got that orange down, and now I'm sort of going to go in with this sort of red colour on top, just to darken it. And again, still quite light. I'm not pressing down too hard just yet. As I'm also thinking about the position that this foot is underneath the bird. It doesn't have much light to it. And try and get your coloured pencil strokes in the direction that the fur would be going, or the feathers would be going, or the skin would be going, because that will also help. Right, okay, so now I need, just need to brighten it up a little bit. So I think what I might do is just go in with another orange on top, the same orange that I used before. If you do use coloured pencils, try and always make sure that your pencils are nice and sharp. I'm not worried about this one in particular being sharp, just because it's not defined in the picture. It's quite blurry and out of focus in the picture, but I'm just trying to give some detail to it. Oh, thank you, Faisal. Thank you for contributing to the Friday Fun Day Doodle Challenge. Right. So I'm very much aware there are a little bit of a dark shadowing here. So I'm just going to put that in. Oh, there goes the house phone. Apologies. Maybe Nick will get it. And I'm just extending that red up just a little bit, just so it doesn't seem so out of place with the rest of the body. And I've just put in that sharp angle there. I'm the only one who still has a landline. Oh dear. Do you know what, for a long time, Jamie, it was because, well, I mean, everyone used to have a house phone, but my mum and dad would never call a mobile. Absolutely refused to call a mobile because, oh, they cost too much money to call a mobile. And despite repeated attempts to tell them that calling a mobile was no more expensive than calling a landline. Now, of course, it don't matter. I think it's just a thing of habit, having a landline. But you're absolutely right. I sometimes wonder why we have a TV in the house, to be honest, because hardly anyone ever sits and watches the thing. Right, so I'm just going to add orange over the top again, just to not have that look so strange. Right, I need, where's my sepia? Oh, you need to do your Wordle for today. Yeah. Right, so we have that there, and then there is dark shading here. I'm just going to blend that into the leg. Right, this is quite dark. This toe here is quite in shadow because it's on the underside of the bird. Now, because I know the way the skin folds on the foot of a bird, I'm just going to lightly score it in, even though it's not in the photo, but I'm going to lightly score it in because I'm just trying to improve on the area that's quite blurry. It also brings down the brightness of that red and the orange because it is in shadow. You did it in 4. Oh, well done. It took me 4 or 5 attempts. I did connections, I was quite pleased with that. Tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Right, now there is a dark shadow under here. This foot looks weird because it's literally just sat in midair as you're looking at it. Gotta get with my friends. Oh my god. What could be so important? Right. There is like 3 little bumps. Jamie. Swearing. Okay, I've read the message, but I'm not going to put it in the chat because I'm trying to keep the chat friendly, okay? So please do not be offended, but I'm glad you did it in 3. It's okay. It's okay. I felt the frustration. I felt the frustration. Word makes me feel like that sometimes too. It's like, how dare it do that to me? Right, I need to switch to my brown and grey palette. So hang on, let me bring those in. What is all around? I know this section of wood is quite a rough texture, so I'm just keeping it quite sort of circular in my pencil strokes. Don't look at you for guidance. Don't follow me. I'm not a role model. Bless your little cotton socks. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yes, I'm keeping this kind of quite circular in my pencil strokes because this is a rough section of wood. Here it's a lot smoother and has lines in it, so I will stick to doing it in lines to keep with the wood and how it looks, how it's meant to look. Which I think the raw umber, because there's a little yellow to that. I just need, that needs to be, there we go. Just needed that bit to be changed. Right, okay, so next section goes along here. There's a bit here. Let me take away some of these pencil marks actually. Right, so it comes along here. Just a little bit lower. Show me how you want it to be. Do you know, I might actually be cheeky and just put in a little claw there because I just feel it needs it. Just something. The claw's not in the picture, but I just think it makes the foot look like it's actually gripping something. Nothing that I wouldn't do. And I just need as well just to lift and blur this slightly. My loneliness is killing me. Right, okay, so let me look. So we have a shadow that comes down here, but this bit here is all quite light. Okay. So this bit's quite straight here. So because this is quite light, I'm going to put in this ivory and white as an undertone. And I'm keeping in the direction of the wood. I still believe. Right, there is white in that section, but there's something more. Is Flamingo winning the vote? I don't know. Let me go over and have a look. At the minute, yes. Yes, it is. At the minute, there's 2 votes for Flamingo. 1 for Mouse. I mean, I haven't gone in and voted yet. This is weird. I haven't drawn trees or branches or anything for ages. think I need copper colour. One of these marks comes around here. It's beautiful. I'm looking for something done to do, baby. Think I wanna marry you. Look. On the boulevard we can go. Catch we can go. Do you know, I looked at this wood stump and thought, oh, we'll get that done in a session. I'm thinking, no, we won't. I've just looked at the detail on it. I'm like, I think it looks like our kingfisher is going to go into next week. Yeah, when we do actually get around to picking something though, I will let you guys know on Discord before the stream which one has won, and so you know. Because I'll have to get all the line art drawn for it, and that always takes me an hour or two just to do that behind the scenes. These dancing shoes, kiss baby, go on and marry you. Where's my warm grey too? I'm just going to blend these colours in together. I was determined this bit of wood wasn't just going to be like Oh, we've done the bird, so I'm just going to rush this bit of wood. I was like, no, I'm going to make sure it gets the same amount of attention that the bird does. Found just one thing makes me forget red wine. I need a really dark brown here. Right, okay, right. There it is. I found just one thing makes me forget. Actually, if I just make sure this has got the ivory as well. I'm keeping my pressure really light now, so I don't want to go too dark on this bit of wood because the light is hitting it so brightly here. It's all I'm taking. I really don't know how good this is going to be, this branch. I'll do my best. This is why I stick to drawing animals, guys. I don't know why this pencil, this is gold. It doesn't come out as gold. It comes out as a grey colour, which is weird. And the copper one that I've got comes out as just a brown colour. It would be fun if they did actually come out looking metallic, because that would make it nice and easy when you do like dog collars or bridles on horses. You could get that metal looking lovely. Instead you have to do magic tricks with blending. What I wanted to do, I wanted to do the these last few bits on these feathers, didn't I? Get this party started. Yeah, that's better. I knew I'd forgotten something. Right, back to the wood. So you better get this party started. Coming up, so you better get this party started. Okie dokie, right, a little bit of brown, because it just gets a little bit darker in this little patch here. Can't go too dark, and then there's a big patch here. This is just a daily mix that I've got on today, I forgot to say. Actually, I'm just going to colour in this section because I think it's worth getting this bit done. It just makes sense to do it as a block here where I've got this big dark section. So has anyone got any good plans for today? Are we all just at work or whatever? It's absolutely tipping it down the rain here. It's cold, cold morning. A really cold morning on the day that they choose to put on the news that, oh, we've all got to get used to these 40-degree temperatures. It's going to be normal in the UK for you to have 40 degrees now. But it won't stop them from, you know, going crazy every day, going, oh, temperatures are going to go up today. Going to hit 36, everyone be really, really careful and all that. And it's like, well, if you're trying to tell us it's going to be normal, stop trying to put the fear of God into everybody about it, you know. I appreciate some people have to take precautions because of health issues that makes them more vulnerable to the excess heat. But don't talk to them like they're stupid, you know. Stop trying to scare them. Just say temperatures are expected to get to whatever they are today. Take extra care. But don't make it your headline. Do I have any plans? I don't think there's anything in the diary today. I've got to do some more writing. Obviously, I have to do writing every day. So I try and fit in about 1,000 words every day on the book, because that's kind of my day job. So I normally do that after lunch. I have my dinner, have a lovely cup of tea, watch an episode of whatever I'm watching on Netflix or whatever, and then I'll go upstairs, sit here, write my book, and then just, you know, housework and rubbish. You're really hoping it stays raining and windy. I must admit, I got up yesterday morning and it was so cold, and I thought, right, I'm putting on a jumper, putting on a winter jumper, and it felt so good, as I really like being snugly in my jumpers. But then it got too hot, so I had to take it off. Stop right now, thank you very much. The human touch, hey you. So I'm very gently putting in these layers where it's just getting a little bit darker, and I'm going in the direction of the wood, where the grains of wood are pointing. And that will help when I start to put in some detail and shadowing. So I need this bit to be darker here. Right now, thank you very much. Human touch, hey you. So fun. When writing a book, do you find it easy to stay motivated? Because I get really passionate about writing, then lose interest. Might just be my ADHD brain. Ah, okay. I have a lot to say on this subject. I mean, I haven't been diagnosed, but I very much suspect that I have ADHD too. Jack has ADHD, and if you're a mother of a child with ADHD, they say that you generally probably have ADHD too. So staying motivated on a book is something that I really struggle with. I think if you have ADHD, things have to be of interest for you to want to do them. They have to be, if they're new, they're interesting. And so when you start on a book, because it's brand new, it's full of all this promise and you have all this excitement and you get started and great. But then as you have to keep working on it day after day after day, it stops being new. It stops being fresh and exciting. And so you lose the motivation. So there is a website called For the Words. Hang on, I'll put it in. How it's written is For the Words. There you go. And I think it's .com, might be .com. And it's for people who struggle with motivation with writing. And if you go on there, you sort of log in and you create this character. And it's like a little fantasy world. And you can set yourself a target. It can either be like, oh, I want to write 200 words, or I want to write for 30 minutes, or, whatever target you want to set. And it gives you a monster. And if you reach those 200 words, or you write for 15 minutes or whatever, then you win the monster. And you slowly get to, it gives you a little prize. So it gives you a little buzz if you reach certain targets, and you can build up your character, you can build up your world, you can build up these monsters that you battle and create. And I find it's completely secure, so you can write on there, or you can copy and paste from, say, Word, and then put the words in there each day, and you can work like that. So For the Words works very well for people with ADHD brains. I mean, I have a deadline. I have a contract, don't I? So deadlines work very well at focusing the brain and saying, you've got to do this, otherwise you've got to pay someone an awful lot of money back. So, yeah, I have a deadline, but it's finding out what works for you. For a while, I had an actual hourglass, a 30-minute hourglass that I would put on my desk, and I would tell myself, right, you're writing for that 30 minutes. So you give yourself a ticking clock, because the ADHD brain also works well if there is like an element of, you've only got a limited time to do this, you've got to fit it in. And so set little timers. The Forest app works very well. I don't know if you've heard of the Forest app, but it basically allows you to stop your phone. You can't use your phone or anything. And if you make the 30 minutes without using your phone, you get a tree, and eventually you get to plant a forest. Lots of people find that quite motivating. sometimes people with ADHD brains need it to be a challenge as well. They like a challenge aspect. So doing something that's difficult or trying to work out something that's brand new is, you've just got to find a way to work with your ADHD brain. So yeah, I hope some of that helps, or you're able to use some of those tools. I also find, Jamie, there is a group called the London Writers Salon, and it's completely free. You don't have to pay to be in their writers hour, but basically if you just look for London Writers Salon and look for their writers hour tab, and they give you these Zoom links, and they have 4 sessions every day, 8 o'clock, 1 o'clock, I think 4 o'clock and 9 p.m, where everyone sort of sits and writes together. So for the first 5 minutes, everyone just sort of says hi and everything, and then you write in silence in like a Zoom thing with everyone else. It doesn't sound like it would be helpful, but it actually is, to be sat with other people that are creating at the same time. You don't have to stay for the full hour. You just do whatever works for you. And then at the end, they sometimes sort of ask on people to say, okay, what did you get done today? How did you feel about today's session? And I use that an awful lot when I'm writing, because then I don't feel like I'm sat alone at my desk. I'm doing it in a community, if that makes sense. God, I waffled on for a lot there. Sorry, guys. Oh, no worries. I hope it is helpful. Right. Right, okay. Oh gosh, look at the time. Right, so I'm going to leave it there for today. So hopefully, I think on Monday, maybe we'll be able to get the rest of that done, because obviously tomorrow we'll be working on our goldfish. So there we go. So thank you very much for joining me today, guys. Thank you for being great company as always. You're wonderful, marvelous. I love having you here with me. Thank you so much. And have a lovely day and do something nice. And I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. So take care, guys. Have a lovely day. Love to you all. Bye.